All right, so we're going to call the meeting to order at 6:03. Minutes at the end here. So Maxfield English, the DRB chair.
Jim Robert, DRB.
Brian Newell, DRB. Bruce Wheeler, DRB.
So the first application is 2326C, Life Horizons Farm, Tier 1 cannabis growing. This is a conditional use. So if anybody that's going to speak tonight, I just have to swear you in. Does that sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Both, one of you?
We'll both speak, yeah.
Yeah, just if you think you might say something, you might as well. So do you swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth to the best of your knowledge and of the pains and penalties of perjury?
Yes.
Should I swear you in now too?
Yes.
Because are you here for this?
I'm for the second one. Yeah.
Okay, might as well swear you in too. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
All right, we got everybody. All right, so the project description, Tier 1, the smallest tier, cannabis brewing operation. I'm just reading this from the application. Not visible from neighboring properties or from the road. The plants will be grown in greenhouses. And that's about all we have on the application here. I did actually attend yesterday the CCB put on like a webinar for municipal officials, and because this is all kind of new to everybody, I'm sure you as well. I got a bunch of good information. I obviously still have a lot of questions, and I think a lot of the people did as well, but we'll proceed the best we can with the knowledge that we do have. I don't know if you as the applicants want to sort of elaborate a little bit on what I just read on here. I don't know if there's a whole lot more.
Yeah, there's not much more. I think the description in the paper seemed a little bit misleading. It said Tier 1 cultivation on 20 acres in greenhouses. So, I mean, we're growing. It's 1,000 square feet or 125 plants is the Tier 1 outdoor cultivation. So it's a lot small. Like I don't know how much it is in square feet. It's probably something more like 5,000 square feet. So, you know, if I'm somebody that lives in Wolcott, I might have read that and thought it's 20 acres of cannabis. So that's not what we're doing. It's the smallest tier outdoor. And it's like it says, it's not visible from the road. It's not visible from neighboring properties.
Yeah, I read that too, and I at first I was like, what? And I was like, that must be the entire parcel size.
Yeah, that's our property size. Yeah. It's just a little part of it. So
what I'm doing right now is I'm actually on the CCB. Sorry, the CCB is the Cannabis Control Board, newly formed, I believe, within the last year, probably.
yeah.
So I am on their website right now, just in case people have questions that I can't readily answer. I'm going to use this. What I'm looking for right now is the different tiers. They did talk about that. There's 6 or 7 tiers, something like that.
So there's only one security measure you have to.
I think
right?
two.
Two.
I think two. Yeah.
You know what they are.
I think
It's listed on your site anyway.
I'm looking for the information. I have the Q&A page, which has a ton of stuff on it. But
it's either one or just two.
Right.
It's like a motion sensor light and something else, or
Yeah.
fairly basic.
It's basic. Just again, like this is the Tier 1, very simple. Yeah, and we're still kind of formulating the security measures so we don't have a license yet. Also, not many people do. They're behind in issuing the license. So, you know, there's that as well.
So are you going to be wholesaling it?
We are probably going to sell directly to dispensaries, and the CCB is going to be really strict about how that happens.
So essentially you're wholesaling.
Well,
we
it'll be
can't
branded.
sell,
Yeah,
right?
it'll be branded from our farm, but the dispensary will be the only people allowed to sell. We can't sell direct to anyone.
Yeah.
We can't sell off the farm.
Well, that's what I was.
Yeah.
Mhm. Right.
I'm trying to find the tiered license types list. It's not. Oh, here we go. And this is more out of curiosity. I was going to ask about this. The first tier is cultivation. The second is
Bigger cultivation.
larger cultivation.
Right.
Because I remember there's like manufacturing and stuff like way up on the top end of the level there.
Right, so,
There's tiers of all those things. So there's tier 1 manufacturing, tier 1 cultivation, tier 1 like making things, but we're just tier 1 growing, so we're the smallest of the growing, and we did not apply for any other licenses.
So I did find in here, it says, this will help guide us through tonight. It says, oh, here we go. Well, this is, yeah, so cultivator licensees may grow cannabis plants either outdoors or indoors. So that's your cultivator. The next one is manufacturer, then wholesaler, testing lab, retailer, integrated license, and then, like you said, it goes. This is from the CCB's bylaws. It says a municipality may regulate cannabis establishments to the same extent they may regulate any other business under their authority to create their own bylaws. And their authority to regulate signs or public nuisances. Municipalities may regulate any cannabis establishment licensed type of this manner. And municipality may not regulate cannabis establishments to any greater extent than they could any other business. So basically you're treated as, funny to say, but like, it's like a daycare or like a retail store that's selling ice cream or something. So basically the rules apply to everybody the same.
right,
Is the fair. I guess one question, well, does anybody else have any questions? Otherwise, if they don't, I guess we can move into the conditional use specifics. All right, so basically we have to look at a list of items to determine, the compliance with the bylaws. So the first one is the capacity of existing or planned community facilities or services. So we need to consider the demand from the proposed development. And a lot of this language is really geared toward like development type stuff. So we'll just do the best we can to apply it. So we're looking at, the capacity on facility. A lot of this stuff is kind of inapplicable, like school capacity, water and sewer capacity, emergency services, recreation facilities. You're not any more than 1 mile from a dry hydrant or other accessible water source. Do you have a pond or?
it's like a kind of a dugout spring.
Yeah.
And really, it dries up in the summer.
Yeah, this is really just applies to like fire prevention and dry hydrants, but I'm not really overly concerned unless.
I think that only really applies to like a large development.
Yeah. All right. Number 2 is the existing pattern and use of development in the area affected. We need to look at the design, location, scale, and intensity of the proposed development and how it sort of fits in with the neighborhood. From what I can see, you're already farming up there, and so it doesn't. It's not like you're building like Dollar General or something. Yeah.
No, not yet.
3 is traffic. I'm assuming it's not going to increase the amount of traffic. You're not getting like tractor trailer loads of fertilizer coming in.
No.
Bylaws now in effect. We did that. And then utilization of renewable energy resources. So we need to make sure that the use shall not have a negative impact on existing renewable energy resources. This would be stuff like blocking like solar panels or wind turbines or something like that. So it sounds like the high tunnel on greenhouse is already built anyway.
So is this a seasonal operation or is it?
No, this is seasonal. So we with our tier, we cannot use any additional lighting. So we're just using the sun. I mean, so, you know, we just kind of have a regular growing season, like if you were gonna have a garden and do vegetables, so.
Oh, that was the question that I was gonna ask, and people in the forum yesterday were asking about artificial lighting as like light nuisance type thing. So you're not allowed to use any artificial lighting?
No, we don't want to either. That's not what we're doing. Yeah, we're just using the sun. So.
Yeah. And then the last section is specific use standards, and it's the capacity of the site to support the proposal. It's not going to cause any undue soil erosion. Assuming. Scenic, natural, or irreplaceable areas. It's already built. It's not like you're
Right. Yeah.
And then the water and air quality, this looks at whether it's not going to result in undue water noise or air pollution. I'm assuming that any noise is from farm equipment that's already going to be running anyway, right?
Right. Yeah.
And air pollution, I mean, it's not going to affect air quality. That's honestly, so that's the end of the conditional use section.
Okay.
Anybody have any other questions? So is the goal to, move up a tier or go into like a larger at some point, or you just kind of seeing where things go?
It's kind of hard to say right now because the market is brand new, so we don't even really know what's going to happen this year. But if we did decide to move up a tier, it would be just that. I mean, we don't have a desire to grow a ton of anything. We really respect our land and we want to take care of it. So definitely tier 1 for now and for the foreseeable, I would say.
Yeah. If we did move up, like say we had an amazing year, amazing 2 years, amazing 3 years, like to go up another tier would be double. It would be over. I think it's 312 plants for the second tier outdoor. So I mean, it's still not a lot. And the thing that I think people don't understand, like with the whole CBD thing, people would grow acres and acres of it. And then in the drying process is where it just got ruined. Like it doesn't, you have to dry and cure the cannabis or hemp properly for it to be sellable and viable and have the effects that you want. So this is craft cannabis. So yeah, like Darby said, maybe just up one more tier.
So you said you don't have a license from the state yet.
Right.
There was some questions yesterday about this, like, can you as an applicant apply for your license from the state in tandem with a conditional use? Or, do you have to have a conditional use first, or do you have to have the state license to come to us? So did they say that you needed a conditional use first, or are you just waiting on paperwork?
Well, I think we've been pre-approved, so we got the pre-qualification, which doesn't mean we're going to get a license, but basically the CB said that it is likely that we could get a license. And because everything is happening so quickly and it's spring, we were just advised to go forward with everything at once. And hopefully it would shake out, I guess. Not that that's pretty, but that's.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I was just curious how it was working out for you.
Yeah, it's been quite a process, honestly. It's yeah, I think if you've paid attention to any of this, I think the CCB is behind, but they're trying, I think, as hard as they can and as best they can with the workforce that they have. So yeah, we're all just kind of like trying to be cool with each other and just try to figure it out.
Yeah, they mentioned that yesterday. They said they want to get people, licensed so they can start doing their things.
Yeah, we're hoping it's soon.
I don't have any other questions. I would entertain a motion to approve the application for a conditional use for a Life Horizons farm.
A second.
Any further questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Nays, abstentions. Okay.
Cool.
So hopefully this helps, with the CCB.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure it will a little bit at
yeah,
least.
yeah, definitely.
We appreciate it. Thank you
Yeah.
For having us today.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, are we don't have a time on, oh, it just says following. So we're good to start anytime on the second one.
Don't me.
Okay, yeah, I guess we can. I mean, usually there's like a specific time we're not allowed to start before, but it just says,
I didn't put any time.
I know, it just says following. Okay. All right, so I guess we can open application number 2327C, Wunderkammer, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, Undercover on-site beer sales and sampling. I would like to sell bottles of beer and growlers out of my storage unit to go, i.e. no on-site consumption beyond the samplers permitted by DLC. I would like to operate between 11 and 5 on Fridays and Saturdays. I would like to put some sign outside during operating hours. All right. I'm sorry, tell me your name again.
Vasily.
Vasily?
Mhm.
Okay, what did I leave out? That was most of it, right?
I think so, yeah, we can explore anything that doesn't seem inclusive there. But, yeah. Yeah, basically, I have a small brewery in Albany out of a farmer cheese operation. I've been a brewer for about 16 years at this point professionally, in Vermont for the last 7. And I launched my own brewing project just a couple of years back. And at the farm location, I ran out of storage space to have both production and storage there. My cellar is a former cheese cave, so it's doesn't expand. So basically, last February, I took a rental over at the Bucks Furniture spot there, and yeah, I've gotten the 4th class license for both my original location as well as here, which allows me to, through state law, sell beer to go as a manufacturer. And yeah, I was looking for a retail opportunity here because the farm, not only am I keeping my finished product here, but the farm is hard to find on a dirt road in Albany. And this is much more accessible kind of location. I thought it might be great to both operate a bottle club, which I have been for the last, almost since the beginning of the year. Have pickups there for my bottle club, which is mostly all online sales. And then also, potentially have release days or something like that, more casually walk in people to buy beer there and take it away with them.
And this is on the opposite end from the retail store.
The apothecary there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the apothecary is sort of like in the front space. If you're looking at the building front space to the right, this is more like at the main entrance, well, not the main, well, whatever entrance on the left-hand side of the building. Towards there's like a unit in the back there.
Not toward the big parking lot and the big dry storage building. You're talking the other way toward the.
Yeah, towards the construction, I guess, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, all right. I didn't even know there was, it's where the old main entrance used to be now or something?
Yeah, so if you, I actually have a map of it if you care to see, but it's basically, they have that sort of tower kind of staircase thing right there.
Yeah.
And it's like that unit, it has like a row of mirrors on it. So whatever, I didn't actually go into Bucks that much when it was around. Maybe I'm to blame for it both together. But it's a bit large mirror wall there that sort of runs the length from the left-hand side of the building and then to the right. Yeah, kind of stops short before the sort of store there, kind of it's a weird space.
I'm gonna have to look when I go back and leave here.
Would you like to see him?
No, I mean,
I would like to see that.
Okay, yeah.
just out of curiosity, honestly, probably the bigger thing for us is gonna be like the parking deal, you know? So I guess that would be my first question, parking, what's the plan for that? Isn't there, you can park right in front of it, right? Like the building sits back.
Yeah, there's actually like a row of parking the length of the building. In addition, on the left-hand side of the building, there's more of a open lot kind of thing.
Yeah.
Facility, if you put them up here.
Oh, yeah, very good. Okay, so up here is the unit where the apothecary is.
Where's Route 15?
Route 15
Oh, okay,
runs up and down here. Right here is where the apothecary is. This is an empty unit here. So these are the doors on the left-hand side of the building. And then this is the door to my space. It's actually cut short here, if it's actually a well, so they constructed a wall for me up to about right there.
So you can point here to.
Okay, so-
Put on the line. Here we go.
Yeah, okay, so they constructed a wall right here. And they put a security door there. And yeah, all of this is parking here. And there's also a lot like here that runs up to, there's like a small shed at the end of that lot. That makes sense?
yeah.
And Route 15 is.
Yes, correct, yeah.
Is this where they had those angle parking before?
Was that,
Is that where they had angle parking? Is that same spot?
there's a whole parking plan, and I have a parking plan.
Are there painted lines there now?
There are no painted lines, no. It's
Is the parking plan from MSI? Or
Okay,
is the parking plan from MSI? Where did that?
Yes.
Okay.
yeah, when they bought it from Bucks and they redid it, they had to prove how much parking they could have there.
Sure.
I think that angled parking is actually more in front of where the apothecary is.
Yeah.
So it was
Yeah, that's-
kind of came right
that's
out
right up
into
against
Route
the road,
50.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, as far as, I really can't say how many people would be coming and going, but I don't think it's not gonna be a space people are necessarily hanging out, you know?
And even if there was spillover, there's the public lot right across the street, you know, so not that there would be, but if there was, there's plenty of space. So,
It seems to me quite a bit, yeah.
So I get the whole bottles and growlers. What's the sampler? What does
Yeah.
that mean?
Sampling, under my 4th class license, they allow up to 4 2-ounce samples. So if somebody wants to like sell a flight or something like that, I don't personally plan to be opening bottles to do there. I do have that growler aspect. I suppose if I'm selling multiple kinds of beers on basically draft to go to fill a growler with, it's a condition there so that you could give a sample to someone. So that'd be up to 4 2-ounce samples. That you can.
it's a pretty common practice for breweries that don't have on-site consumption, just so you know what you're getting into before you buy it.
And that's the only consumption they can do there.
Mhm, yeah.
Seating?
Seating?
Yeah, you have seating like for people when they do the consumption, or they just,
I don't have any chairs currently in the building at all.
so your plan is to not have anywhere for people to sit down? I'm not saying good or bad, just like.
No, not really. I mean, I'm not really encouraging it as a place to sort of hang out, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe someday down the road or something like that. I know Bucks would, the MSI would be very happy to have me take up more space there and do something more. But limited scope right now would be yeah, just a place for my bottle club to come pick up their stuff and for like a release or something like that, so people can basically come get the beer and go.
Anyone have any other questions? We can go through the list here. All right, so existing services at capacity. Let's see. It's obviously not going to put any strain on the school capacity, water and sewer. So when you have water there, just what, like enough to like clean? Are you doing any
I mean,
dishes
it's
there?
mostly a dry space. There's a bathroom down the hall. You want to show that again? I can show you where that is, but it's there's some restrooms located right here. So yeah, I think then it's a shared restroom with the apothecary, or whoever else is in that building
Yep.
as well.
So it's also an 8 ounce maximum, so the bathroom shouldn't be too urgently needed.
Yeah. Okay. And so you don't have like a dish machine there where you're cleaning growlers and stuff like that?
No, not currently. Yeah, I'd have to think about that. I mean, most of the time, you request that people bring in any growlers clean. Usually, yeah, at the previous place I've worked at, they used to fill it, sell you another one if they wanted to. So they wouldn't want to put their beer into a dirty growler.
Yeah.
No, do you want to spend all your time cleaning them?
Emergency services on recreation facilities. Anyone have any questions about adverse? No. So existing pattern and use of development in the area affected, so we need to consider how it basically fits into the neighborhood. As far as I can remember, this is probably actually encouraged in the town plan.
It is any sort of business. It sounds like fairly low impact.
Yeah.
Give people a reason to stop when they're cruising by on the rail trail. That would be nice.
So the only concern that I heard, it might have been from Linda, was about the ballet people across the road.
Mhm.
But if there's no, it's not a bar, so it's no, I don't think it's any more of an impact than the Wolcott store is.
Well, it actually has much more limited hours, so
Right.
arguably less stuff.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so 2 days a week.
Yeah, that's it probably. I mean, I'm envisioning like, yeah, these pickups, which right now are quarterly. And then, you know, if I have a release or something, I could imagine being opened up that Friday and Saturday. Right now, my schedule is about once a month releasing a new beer. And, you know, maybe staying open till I either sell that out or whatever else, you know, in terms of consecutive weekends, something like that. Mostly the way it's worked out now is I'm selling about a third to my bottle club, and then the other 2/3 goes out to. I also have a business as a distributor, so I sell through my distribution company to you know, bars and restaurants.
Mhm. Traffic, so we need to consider projected impact resulting, safety, efficiency, use of affected public roads, bridges, intersections. And a volume to capacity ratio greater than 1 may be acceptable in the village and village core districts if mitigated through measures designed to encourage modes of travel other than single occupancy automobile. It's not really applicable. In all districts, scheduling hours of operations to avoid peak traffic hours is an acceptable means of mitigating congestion, but like you said, I mean, the limited hours and it's not like you're causing a lot of traffic congestion.
Yeah.
And it's not too hard to get off and on Route 15 with the way that parking lot's structured.
Yeah. And then the last one, like we had, was the renewable energy resources. Doesn't seem like you're hampering anybody's solar panels.
No.
Okay. That's it on the conditional review. Sign, I guess my question is on the sign. There's, it's been forever since we looked at these, but somewhere in the bylaws, there's what tells you size, you know, no internal illumination.
Okay.
I don't know if, you know, maybe Tom can, or somebody could print that off for you, or
Sure,
you
yeah.
can look it up on the town's website too.
I would imagine the apothecary is in compliance with that, with the little A-frame that they put out sometimes.
I can try to.
So,
Yeah, and as I was saying, it would be a temporary thing I put up during sales,
You're talking like a sandwich board thing.
something like that, maybe a flag, who knows what, whatever it is that the town requires, I'm happy to comply with it. I have no strong determination.
What I've seen the apothecary do is basically like an open flag and then like an A-frame that just has whatever that relevant message is, you know, but that's again, something they put out and take back, you know, whether it's daily or when they're trying to send out a message.
Yeah, so that's it.
I'll tell you about signs, right?
Well, it'd be nice to see people gathering in the town for more than just children's ballet, you know, which is great, but also.
Okay, here we go. So village and village core, wall sign area, maximum per foot of building, tenant frontage. Oh, a wall sign must not exceed 80% of the length of the tenant space.
Wall sign might not even do much though, because of the way you're set back. Right?
Yeah.
You're thinking more something up on the street, like a,
Oh, okay, here we go. Projecting signs, freestanding signs, window signs and stenciling, awnings. I guess it sounds like it's probably a freestanding sign.
Yeah.
So there shall not be more than one freestanding sign per principal structure. The maximum area of the freestanding sign shall not exceed 50 square feet.
I think you can work with that. Does that include both sides?
Yeah. If multiple uses are located with a single principal structure, this is maybe increased by 5 square feet, but shall not exceed 75 square feet. And we're okay. And that's pretty much the sign deal. So
Okay.
I'm sure if you get a banner or a little, you know, fold out sign, you're fine. Without internal illumination, I guess.
Just make sure you weight it down, or the 18-wheelers will blow it over.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I don't, so that's the conditional use review, and I personally don't have any other questions.
I move we accept the application as presented.
Second. Any further questions? All those in favor of approving the application signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay.
Thank you very much.
Curiosity, when do you plan on opening?
I haven't quite figured, well, I have a final, I have a pickup for the quarter at the end of June. Yeah, honestly, I would like to try and pick up some of the summer traffic. It's coming between Red Hill Farmstead and stuff like that. Probably comes through the corridor over to Morrisville. So yeah, if I could sort of tap into that and add to that.
There is a bit of a beer tour out here, you know, with people hitting, you know, Hyde Park and Morrisville and Greensboro. So you're on a good route for that.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd like to have something together for this summer. I still need to work on the space a little bit more inside, but.
No, we'll look for the sign.
All right.
Thanks for bringing something to the town.
The only other thing I have on the agenda is the minutes of March 23rd, 2022. I would I entertain a motion to approve the minutes as read.
Make that motion.
Any discussion or amendments to the minutes?
A second.
All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, so the minutes are approved. And as far as I can tell, that is it, right, Tom? Am I missing anything?
That's everything.
It's still daylight, this is one.
I would entertain a motion to adjourn at 6:38.
I'm impressed.
I make that motion.
I'll second that.
All right, we're officially out of public hearing.
All right.